Okay, so drip irrigation, this is the third type of irrigation. How that now you understand irrigation is how to get water to your crop. So this is the third type of irrigation. This is the third type of it. Involve dripping water onto the soil at very low rates from a system of small diameter plastic pipes fitted with outlets called emitters or drippers. So drip irrigation it drops water slowly. It doesn't waste water. It helps you to manage your water, and actually is one of the most efficient system of irrigation. But likewise, it's expensive than the other two systems. And I think that is why most people will avoid it, or that's why people are not using it. But honestly, with drip irrigation, you can even count your plants. You are sure of the type of plant, of the number of plants you have on the farm. Unlike the others, that when you are blowing the water can even destroy the crops. But here, it is a well-calculated, the most efficient system of irrigation. Now, look at this, drip irrigation. See these pipes there, see the onions there, and see the water dropping. It will drop exactly, just dropping. It's not going to splash on the leaves and everything. Now, let me give you one secret right here. When you plant any crop, they don't want you to be splashing water on their leaves. Now, if it is rainwater, have you ever wondered why peppers and tomatoes don't survive rainy season? In the northern part of Nigeria, in the northern part of Nigeria, they plant tomatoes in dry season. Like, okay, this is September. Now this September now they will start planting tomato in the north. They plant September, October, November, and towards December, so that it will start coming out in January, February, March. You know why? Because the moment if rain is falling and it touches the leaves, it's destroyed it makes them easily get diseased. So most crops, not only tomatoes, most crops, they don't like water splashing on their leaves. But because we are dependent on, that's why most of the white people, the international people, that's why they were using greenhouse. They control the water, they control the sunlight, they control virtually everything. But in our whole system, the rainfall, so that's why in rainy season, some crops are not planted in rainy season. Even some specific onions, some specific crops, they can't survive rain. Pepper cannot survive too much rainfall. So the best time to plant pepper is dry season. So most of these things, they survive. Why did they do dry season? Because water will not fall on their leaves, and if you can control, giving them drip tapes. Then for those people that are using sprinkler or other type of irrigation, it's good for you to wet in the afternoon. When during dry season, there's hot sun. So when you wet in the afternoon, the sun will quickly evaporate, you quickly take the water away. So that, because once the water stick to the leaf, they quickly get diseased. I'm not supposed, we are doing irrigation, but I'm explaining this to you. So they quickly get diseased when the water sticks to the leaves. So, but if you are doing, that's why they don't plant tomatoes, peppers, and some other crops cannot survive rain season. Their leaves, they don't want water. So drip irrigation has the potential to save water and nutrients. You can see this dropping now. It's not going to waste anything. It's not going to, the water will not waste, just the exact water. You can calculate what you are giving, you know what you are sending in and everything. So drip irrigation is the most efficient forms of irrigation. Now look at this place again. This is drip irrigation on a large note now. There's somewhere they are pumping the water and the pipes are there. The water will not touch the leaves and they will grow and they do very fine. So most times drip irrigation is one of the most efficient, but there's nothing with advantage without disadvantage. There's nothing. So advantage of drip irrigation, it is the most efficient water and nutrient delivery system for growing crops. Your nutrients will not be washed away, it will not go anywhere, it will just stay and be feeding your crop. It delivers water and nutrient directly to the plant root zone, just as I've explained, in the right amounts, at the right time. So each plant can get exactly what it needs. Can you see that? It delivers water directly to the root zone in the right amount. I can measure water to my crop. Some people that have joined my class before, I showed them how I measured my water at the right time you want it. So each plant gets exactly what it needs, when it needs it to grow optimally. So in drip irrigation system, the yield is always much, unlike the other type of system. Another advantage, again, I continued, prevent disease by minimizing water contact with the leaves, stems, and fruits of plants. I just told you, they don't want water. Allows the rows between plants to remain dry, improving access and reducing weed growth. It reduces weed because it's only that spot where you are giving water that will grow. Other parts will not have issues. It saves time, it saves money, and it saves water because the system is so efficient, and it also decreases labor. It is the most efficient, but like we said, there's nothing with advantage that doesn't have disadvantage. So we're going to discuss its disadvantage too. Now, disadvantage of drip irrigation. One, high initial investment requirements. This is what sent everybody away. In 2014, it was IFDC. There's a body called IFDC, 2-scale. They were the one that introduced drip tapes to me and some farmers in my community. They actually gave us some sample. They cut some sample for us. And you know, as of then, they told us the irrigation that there are difference between irrigation systems. Let's be candid. As of 2014, the price they gave us then, because they brought it from outside the country, it was a very strong tape because I still have them on the farm. That irrigation, they told us the one that will cover 1 acre, as of then, is 650,000 in 2014. So most of us could not afford it. But gradually with time, some people start bringing in irrigation system tapes. But you know, non-Nigerians, most of the tapes that are coming now cannot, like I told you, the one from 2014, I still have them on the farm. But the present ones, most of the ones that are coming now cannot survive that. And now I think the price is about 600, 700, 800, yes, that will cover an acre. That will cover an acre of land. Also depend on the number of tapes you want to use, depends on your design. I will explain when we get to drip irrigation stuff. It depends on your design. And I think I still explain it somewhere. High initial investment requirements. That is what sent everybody away. You remember in the surface, we said just put pumping machine, maybe 60,000, and that is all. If you have access to water, the pumping machine, that is all. You don't need anything again. But with deep tapes, imagine spending 600, 700, 800,000 for an acre. This is what sent most people away from using it. Regular capital requirement for replacement of drip irrigation. Yes, it needs maintenance. Like, okay, on my farm right now, since I did not do much of the farming this year, so I moved away all my tapes. And we want to start laying them back gradually. And I need to buy gum. I need to buy joiner. I need to buy things that I will use to join them together. Though I have new ones, but I'm not using them. I still want to repeat the old ones I have by using connectors and other materials to join them together. So you need consistent maintenance. But if you can undo them very well, honestly, they are really good. Drip irrigation emitters are vulnerable to clogging and dysfunction. If your source of water have sand or soil or anything, you will just find out that you are pumping water and your plant is not getting water because it has clogged, it has blocked. So the water will not get to the plant. Like when, sometimes I laugh at myself. When I first started using tapes, I didn't know the maintenance. I didn't know so when I put water and the drippers are not dripping water, they are not bringing out water. What we call drippers is that point where water is dropping and the drippers are not bringing water. You know what I do? I bought needles, plenty needles, and start punching it. So, as in punching down dripper points that is not bringing water. As I punch it, the water, instead of the water dripping down, it will now be going up. Once you open the water, they will be going up. They will not go down. Okay, let me show you what I'm trying to say. Don't mind. Yeah, I want to show you. I should get it now. Okay. Look at this place. This point, it's not that they just punch it all. There's something inside these pipes. It's called dripper. So it's that thing that has the punch. So that is where water is dropping. What I did then, when I was telling you I did was, I bought needles. I was punching from outside here. So instead of this water, you saw this water is dropping down. It's falling on the tapes and dropping down. Once I punch, my own water will be growing up, be flying up. Once it will be coming up and pushing it, you know. So it's like I was destroying the tapes because it was not really achieving the effort until one day I just thought, what if I flush the tape? So I put water and then I'll flush the tape by shaking it and whatever. And I created a system of maintenance for myself. I told you when we started this class that I learned most of these things I learned expensively. I learned by trial and error. But in that process, I've destroyed a lot of the tapes, as in the water will be going up. And now look for rope again to tie it so that the water will not, because I don't want the water to splash. I want it to be dropping, but it's not dropping any longer since I put needle. It's flying up. So I have to be tying them again. I'm just telling you my experience. So there's a maintenance system for drip irrigation. So you need to understand all these things. Like I told you, I learned expensively. I was doing trial and error. So now those are the disadvantages. Then high skills are required for irrigation and water management. I won't lie to you. As I'm speaking with you, I learned plumbing. You see, I learned the plumbing. I know all the plumbing materials. Like 2 days ago, I still went to buy the gum, the tea, the bend, the whatever. What I normally do before, when I don't know them, I have a customer in Shaki has been very faithful. No, you know what I do? I'll go to the shop and I'll tell him, look, I don't know the names of what I want, but can you allow me to just enter the shelves and be pointing and picking them? And he will say, fine. That was how I start buying things. Because let me give you an instance. You are running an irrigation. You need to, when people come for my trainings, I told them they should put eye on the irrigation. Because if you don't learn it, people charge. They charge a lot to fix the irrigation for people, yes. But if you come for people that come for practical class on my farm, it's part of what they learn. You know why? If you go and call the normal plumber, they don't even know how to connect or how to link anything together. They don't know what you want to do. So it's only few people. It's only people that have used it on their farm or people that have learned that know how to connect the drip tapes or irrigation for you. Some they will connect, they will turn it upside down. Let me give you another instance. That dripper's mouth I told you, if you are connecting it, it must not face down. When I started, I didn't know. I would just fix it anywhere. One will turn to, one will face that, it will do it anywhere. I'll just fix anyhow, cut it anyhow. And you find out that if it's facing down, it quickly gets blocked. If the dripper mouth is facing down, it quickly gets blocked. And when it gets blocked, water will not come out. But when it's facing up, water and sand or soil that enter into the pipes will not be able to stay. They will settle into the pipes itself until they can't block. I hope it's a practical thing. I don't know if you understand this. So guys, I hope you are with me. Let me ask question again. Okay. So when I started learning, I was kind of, it's by trial and error. And these are the things I'm sharing with you. So a lot of, okay, prone to leaching. Yes, it's prone to leaching. There was a lot of trial and error with it, and gradually, like now I can tell you, do this, don't do this, and you get results for the irrigation. So that is how the drip tapes are functioning. They are like for 1 acre now, if you want to set up for 1 acre of drip tapes, depending on the system you are using, there are 2 systems. There's a general system that everybody uses, everybody. When you see that, then there's a second system that is peculiar to me. Yes, to me and people that have visited my farm, people that learned from me, people that train with me. Yeah. If you show me the picture of your farm, I will know if you've met somebody from my farm or even without you showing me. So there's a system I adopt, and I've been training people, and my system is what several of my trainees are using, or when they go and work for somebody, they use it for them, they introduce it to them. So why am I telling you there are 2 systems? The first system of drip irrigation is people use 4,000 meters for 1 acre. 4,000 meter drip tapes for 1 acre. My own system of drip irrigation is I use 8,000 meters for 1 acre. Now you can see it's a difference. So if I'm giving you, if anybody give you a price and say, if you ask everybody selling irrigation system, they will give you the price of the normal acre, which is 4,000 meter with its components. If they give you 4,000 meter with its components, it means you are going to be having, they designed for you to have 4,000 plants on your farm. Okay, 4,000 or 8,000 plants on your farm. That's the design they made for you. But my own design, I have 24,000 plants on my farm. So I'm using double of the drip tips to increase my plant population. But like I'm teaching you irrigation today, I'm not just talking about plant population. So that is that about that. So you need to understand the quantity, you need to understand the type of drip tips you use, the number. I'm just telling you right here now, you need to know them. So these are the disadvantages of drip irrigation, but I'm going to tell you some benefits of it also while we go into cost of irrigating an acre. Now, like I said, let me